Hi, this is Dr. Fara Kamangar. Let's talk about how hot it has to be for your benzoyl peroxide to decompose into benzene. We're all pretty familiar with the Valiger report that came out March 5th, where it's an independent lab that tested benzoyl peroxide products at various different temperatures, but their main one that they chose was 50 degrees Celsius. And they had these products exposed to 50 degrees Celsius for 18 days. So pretty extreme temperatures for many days, 18 days, and they did notice an increased level of benzene in these benzoyl peroxide products. So 50 degrees Celsius, let's put it into perspective. That's about 122 degrees Fahrenheit. That is, you could get that high in maybe like the Sahara Desert, but a hot car could also reach that for sure. Per Google, on a 90-degree Fahrenheit day, after about 90 minutes, a car could reach about 130 degrees Fahrenheit. So 90 degrees is pretty hot. So that's already a hot day. And you have to be in the car for a while to get to that temperature. But it could happen. You could see a scenario where that could happen. And then also, per the way they did their study, it was over 18 days. So potentially it'd have to be that hot, but for maybe leaving it in the car for like 18 days. And there might be this increased level of benzene that can be found. So let's take a look at some examples. So they tested 66 products. A couple of examples they have put out, for example, 10% clear silk cream at day 0 had very little parts per million of benzene. So on day 18, it had about 300 parts per million. 10% panoxyl cream had close to 0 also on day 1, and then had 150 parts per million of benzene on day 18. So how harmful is benzene? It's not good. It's a known carcinogen, so we don't want to get exposed to a lot of benzene. Do we get exposed to benzene every day? We do. We get exposed to, per the US Environmental Protection Agency, to about 0.0004 parts per million every day. That's from pollution, vehicle exhaust, cigarette smoking, all those types of things. So we do get exposed to it mostly via inhalation. Not much gets through the skin, but if you're putting higher amounts on your skin for a long amount of time, that could be trouble. So important takeaways. I think it's important to note that these stability trials were at very high temperatures, but it's good for us to keep telling our patients to avoid those random situations that could happen where they leave it in a really hot car for 18 days. And again, these results have to be also replicated, repeated, but if they're to be true, we really should advise our patients to keep benzoyl peroxide at pretty normal temperatures so that this chemical reaction does not happen. That's kind of what we really know for now. That's probably the main recommendation we can make, or major change that we could make. But otherwise, the good thing about it is that all of the products that they tested at baseline had very little benzene in them. So I think we feel pretty good about using our benzoyl peroxide products. We just have to avoid, putting them in the Sahara Desert for 18 days. Another important, just noteworthy part is, in my readings, I did see that the president of Valiger, David Light, is listed as an inventor on a patent that was filed back in 2023 for a method to prevent benzoyl peroxide from breaking down into benzene. Of course, they're just a group of scientists studying this very intimately, so it's not surprising that they would also have some publications and patents, but I think conflicts of interest are always just kind of interesting to know about.